Hello again, chaps and chapettes. How are we all doing? It is lovely to see you all again, as always. What we'll do tonight, guys, just give you somewhat of a brief update, really, of what's been going on, particularly in my household, and something that I've seen on Twitter, which I'll get to momentarily. But what's been going on is my missus over the last it's about 3, probably 4, 5 weeks, has been suffering from a really bad bout of sciatica. Now, for those of you out there who are not quite sure what that is basically a long nerve that runs from your back right down the back of your legs, and if that gets trapped between your spinal cord or anything like that, you are in some severe pain for quite a long time. And that's what's been happening with my missus. I've been basically working and running this house all myself, looking after the kids, cooking meals, etc., because she has been literally a cripple. For the last 4 or 5 weeks, she's not slept. She is bent over the kitchen counter because that's the only comfortable position she can stand or even live under. She has not slept properly for about, like I say, about 4 or 5 weeks. It has been pure hell on earth. And tonight, yeah, it was the final straw, really. She was on the floor in tears, in through the pain. Now, we've taken to the doctors about 2 or 3 times now. Keeps getting fobbed off with things like cocodamol and really strong painkillers, things like that. And they've not been scratching the surface, to say the least. So when she's on my living room floor, doubled up in pain, it makes me angry. It burns the inside of my stomach with rage, how they can just be so dismissive. Oh, do some stretches, take some painkillers, and you'll be fine. Time and time again, I have been letting her get fobbed off by GPs and nurses and things like that. So tonight was the last straw. I rang for an ambulance. She couldn't walk, she couldn't stand. All her legs are all swollen because she's been standing for so long. She cannot sit down for weeks on end now. It looks like she's got some kind of late stage heart disease. Her ankles are swollen to fuck, proper edema, simply through standing all the time. So, yeah, I rang an ambulance because obviously she couldn't stand, she was in so much pain, I was angry. So, yeah, I had to take desperate measures, and desperate measures is going to the hospital. Now, ordinarily, I'm not normally a fan of this. I don't really like going to the hospital for something that the doctors can treat. Well, the doctors have had their chance, they've had their time, so now it's time for the big boys. And it's a good job that I had done because the doctors in the hospital have looked her over and there's something wrong with her bladder. I can't remember the name of it now, I do apologise, guys, but if you've got something wrong with your back and it affects your bladder, it's some kind of syndrome. I can't remember the name off the top of my head. So she's had to stay in overnight, and obviously, I'm looking after the kids here, so I couldn't stay with her, and she's absolutely shitting herself. She's going to be put into an MRI scan in the morning and the possibility of an operation, which means she'll have to be sent to another hospital because the hospital that she's in at the minute does not deal with the type of complaint that she could possibly have. So, yeah, I'm quite worried about her. That's what's been happening over the last few weeks. I've been few and far between my videos and my posts. I know it does seem I've always got an excuse of being silent, but yeah, that's the way my life is. I'm a busy guy, and on top of this, it's been hell on earth for both me and my missus. So yeah, that's what's been going on, guys. I'm slightly worried. I'm not overly worried because, yeah, it's only a pinched nerve. Hopefully, the operation should go according to plan if that's what she has to do. If not, she has a bulging disc in her back, and yeah, hopefully the doctors and nurses at the hospital can put that straight and end her suffering, because that's what's been going on. She has been suffering for so long. I'm there curled up in bed, and she's there doubled over the chest of drawers in our bedroom for, well, the entirety of the night. She usually tends to go down about 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning and just double up over on the kitchen counter downstairs, obviously. So yeah, that's what's been going on, guys. I thought I'd give you a quick update. And just to touch on what I saw on Twitter earlier this evening, trying to pass the time in the hospital, etc., I saw a video of a policeman and a drunken man in the middle of the street. You know, one of them videos that you get on social media, is the so-and-so in the right or is the so-and-so in the right, that kind of a thing. And what happened was this drunken guy lunged at this copper and kicked him in the bollocks. At least that's what it looked like on this video. And the question was the police officer in the right for punching this guy stone cold. He was like flat out, wasn't moving, completely knocked out. And I was sat there thinking about it and thinking about it and thinking about it. I have no love lost. I have no love lost. Excuse me, for the police, particularly the way they handled the Southport riots, that kind of thing, locking people up through Facebook posts and tweets and policing people's speech, that kind of a thing. But I do think I have to side with the police with the drunken guy, excuse me, on this particular matter. The police have a certain code of duty to perform when dealing with the public. You can't go around punching people that go for you like it's a pub car park brawl. It doesn't work like that. It's the same with bouncers. You are supposed to be heavily trained into how to deal with certain situations, and much can be the same. Much can be the same for the police. They should have a code of conduct when dealing with the members of the public. Even if someone comes at you with a knife, or someone comes at you with a gun, or someone comes at you trying to punch you, you are trained in ways to restrain that person without punching them. I mean, that's what someone like me or you would do if some drunken lout was trying to cause trouble with you. You'd just knock them out, put them on their ass, and walk away. But it is different if you are in a public service environment. Like I say, you are trained in ways to restrain, particularly drunks. I mean, it's not very difficult for someone sober to deal with a drunken person, particularly if you have had the training. So, I suppose what I am saying is I support the drunk guy in this. He should have been restrained, put in a headlock, put to the floor, put in handcuffs, whatever. You don't expect a police officer to chin someone, to chin a member of the public. You expect them to be restrained accordingly. Now, I'm not being a pussy. I'm not trying to speak up for the police by all means, but I do think in this certain instance, he should have been restrained, not simply knocked out by the police officer. Please do let me know what you think in comments on this subject, guys. And yeah, that's about it for me. I am knackered. I am exhausted. I know I feel very embarrassed to say that, particularly since my missus has not slept properly for about 4 or 5 weeks now. But I am knackered. I have had kids to look after. I have had a house to run. I have had a job to go to. So yeah, I've had a lot on my plate recently. So yeah, that's what's been going on, guys. Let me know what you think about that police officer and that drunk guy. The video thing that I saw on social media. I'm not going to put it here just in case I get demonetized for violence or whatever the bullshit excuses that YouTube will come to me with for demonetizing me. So yeah, that's me lot, guys. Let me know what you think in comments as always. Thanks a lot for watching. And I'll see you all soon. Cheers.